All right, good day, everyone. Today I'll be reading the final 4 minor Upanishads from Eknath Easwaran's version of the Upanishad translation to English. Introduction. Beads of Wisdom. A minor Upanishad, by definition, is one that has not been commented upon or extensively cited by Shankara, not necessarily one that is minor in wisdom or expressive power. Shankara's commentaries elevated the principal Upanishads into a kind of canon, but it should be noted that the list is not fixed. Various authorities, ancient and modern, have reshaped it, and there they may in any case have been other commentaries of Shankara which have not survived. Some of the so-called minor texts convey insights of the same magnitude as those singled out by Shankara, usually in much the same style and often with the same force. The first of the 4 minor Upanishads in this collection, the Tejobindu, stresses the beyondness of reality and how the aspirant must rise beyond ordinary experience and ordinary responses to be one with it. Even for Hindu tradition does not sink from this, beyond the guidance of the sacred texts themselves. It is a testimony to the value of Hindu mysticism placed on independence that the Upanishads and other texts exhort aspirants to transcend Scripture itself in the search for one's own destiny. The second text, Atma Upanishad, offers a very simple and effective tripartite model of this transcendence. The human being exists in an outer world and an inner one, that is, in the physical body and environment and in the realms of mind. Yet there is something beyond both. In describing the world within, the Atma does what all Upanishads do best: describe consciousness with subtlety, profundity, and humor. The realm beyond cannot be described at all, but the effects of knowing it are extolled. The next in this selection, the Amritabindu, is one of 4 or 5 Upanishads whose names end in bindu or drop, indicating their succinct distillation of wisdom. Amrita, or immortality, like its Greek cousin ambrosia, was the thought of in ritualistic and mystic contexts as a kind of liquid. This is not the Upanishad's conception. It concentrates on the mind as the seat of spiritual struggle. The mind is a wondrous power. As Sri Ramana Maharshi said, and our destiny in life is determined by what we do with that power. The opening line of the Dhammapada, a central text of Theravada Buddhism, is all that we are is the result of what we have thought, more literally of mind. If we neglect mind, the senses and lower forces in our inherited consciousness take control of it. If we train it carefully, we can utilize its power to liberation, to immortality. The Paramahamsa Upanishad, last in our selection, stresses that the insignia of the religious pilgrim or mendicant are symbolic. Like the rituals observed by householders, they are at best aids to the conditions of freedom, love, and wisdom the seeker must establish within. In this regard, the Paramahamsa resembles descriptions of true spirituality found, for example, in the last chapter of the Dhammapada, the Brahman, and still later in the poems of Kabir. Lead me from the unreal to the real. Lead me from darkness to light. Lead me from death to immortality. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. 4 minor Upanishads. The Tejobindu Upanishad. Let us meditate on the shining self, changeless, underlying the world of change, and realized in the heart of samadhi. Hard to reach is the supreme goal of life, hard to describe and hard to abide in. They alone attain samadhi, who have mastered their senses and are free from anger, free from self-will, and from likes and dislikes, without selfish bonds to people and things. They alone attain samadhi, who are prepared to face challenge after challenge in the 3 stages of meditation. Under an illumined teacher's guidance, they become united with the Lord of Love. called Vishnu, who is present everywhere. Though the three gunas emanate from him, he is infinite and invisible. Though all the galaxies emerge from him, he is without form and unconditioned. To be united with the Lord of love is to be freed from all conditioning. This is the state of self-realization, far beyond the reach of words and thoughts. To be united with the Lord of love, imperishable, changeless, beyond cause and effect, is to find infinite joy. Brahman is beyond all duality, beyond the reach of thinker and of thought. Let us meditate on the shining self, the ultimate reality, who is realized by the sages in Samadhi. Brahman cannot be realized by those who are subject to greed, fear, and anger. Brahman cannot be realized by those who are subject to the pride of name and fame, or to the vanity of scholarship. Brahman cannot be realized by those who are enmeshed in life's duality, but to all those who pierce this duality, whose hearts are given to the Lord of love, he gives himself through his infinite grace. He gives himself through his infinite grace. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. The Atma Upanishad. This is the teaching of sage Angiras. Purusha manifests itself in three ways: as outer, inner, and the supreme self. Skin, flesh, vertebral column, hair, fingers, toes, nails, ankles, stomach, navel, hips, thighs, cheeks, eyebrows, forehead, head, eyes, ears, arms, sides, blood vessels, nerves. These make up the outer self, the body subject to birth and death. The inner self perceives the outside world made up of earth, water, fire, air, and space. It is the victim of likes and dislikes, pleasure and pain, and delusion and doubt. It knows all the subtleties of language, enjoys dance, music, and all the fine arts, delights in the senses, recalls the past, reads the scriptures, and is able to act. This is the mind, the inner person. The supreme self, adored in the scriptures, can be realized through the path of yoga. Subtler than the bayan seed, subtler than the tiniest grain, even subtler than the 100,000th part of a hair, this self cannot be grasped, cannot be seen. The Supreme Self is neither born nor dies. He cannot be burned, moved, pierced, cut, nor dried. Beyond all attributes, the Supreme Self is the eternal witness, ever pure, indivisible, and uncompounded, far beyond the senses and the ego. In him, it conflicts and expectations cease. He is omnipresent, beyond all thought, without action in the external world, without action in the internal world. Detached from the outer and the inner, the Supreme Self purifies the impure. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. The Amritabindu Upanishad. The mind may be said to be of two kinds, pure and impure. Driven by the senses, it becomes impure, but with the senses under control, the mind becomes pure. It is the mind that frees or enslaves us. Driven by the senses, we become bound. Master of the senses, we become free. Those who seek freedom must master their senses. When the mind is detached from the senses, one reaches the summit of consciousness. Mastery of the mind leads to wisdom. Practice meditation. Stop all vain talk. The highest state is beyond reach of thought, for it lies beyond all duality. Keep repeating the ancient mantra, Om, until it reverberates in your heart. Brahman is indivisible and pure. Realize Brahman and go beyond all change. He is immanent and transcendent. Realizing him, sages attain freedom and declare there are no separate minds. They have but realized what they always are. Waking, sleeping, dreaming, the self is one. Transcend these three and go beyond rebirth. There is only one self in all creatures. The one appears many, just as the moon appears many, reflected in water. The self appears to change its location, but does not. Just as the air in a jar changes not when the jar is moved about. When the jar is broken, the air knows not, but the self knows well when the body is shed. We cannot see the self, concealed by Maya. When the veil fails, we see we are the self. The mantram is the symbol of Brahman. Repeating it can bring peace to the mind. Knowledge is twofold, lower and higher. Realize the self, for all else is lower. Realization is rice, all else is chaff. The milk of cows of any hue is white. The sages say that wisdom is the milk and the sacred scriptures are the cows. As the butter lies hidden within milk, the self is hidden in the hearts of all. Churn the mind through meditation on it. Light your fire through meditation on it. The self, all whole, all peace, all certitude. I have realized the self, declares the sage, who is present in all beings. I am united with the Lord of love. I am united with the Lord of love. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. The Paramahamsa Upanishad. Narada inquired of the Lord of love, "What is the state of the illumined one?" The Lord replied, "Hard to reach is the state of the illumined one. Only a few attain it, but even one is enough, for he is the pure self of the scriptures. He is truly great because he serves me, and I reveal myself through him always. He has renounced all selfish attachments and observes no rites and ceremonies. He has only minimum possessions and lives his life for the welfare of all. He has no staff, nor tuft, nor sacred thread. He faces heat and cold, pleasure and pain, honor and dishonor with equal calm. He is not affected calumny, pride, jealousy, status, joy or sorrow, greed, anger or infatuation, excitement, egoism or other goads, for he knows he is neither body nor mind. Free from the sway of doubt and false knowledge, he lives united with the Lord of love, who is ever serene, immutable, indivisible, the source of all joy and wisdom. The Lord is his true home, his pilgrim's tuft of hair, his sacred thread, for he has entered the unitive state. Having renounced every selfish desire, he has found his rest in the Lord of love. Wisdom is the staff that supports him now. Those who take a mendicant's staff, while they are still at the mercy of their senses, cannot escape enormous suffering. The illumined man knows this truth of life. For him the universe is his garment, and the Lord not separate from himself. He offers no ancestral oblations. He praises nobody, blames nobody, is never dependent on anyone. He has no need to repeat the mantra, no more need to practice meditation. The world of change and changeless reality are one to him, for he sees all in God. The aspirant who is seeking the Lord must free himself from selfish attachments to people, money, and possessions. When his mind sheds every selfish desire, he becomes free from the duality of pleasure and pain and rules his senses. No more is he capable of ill will. No more is he subject to elation. For his senses come to rest in the self. Entering into the unitive state, he attains the goal of evolution. Truly, he attains the goal of evolution. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.